Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Wow, look at this gorge lighting. I should film in the morning all the time. I am kicking off this morning with another book haul for you. As I was collecting books over this past month, my birthday month in June, I was like, you know what, I don't think I have enough for a haul. Like, I just posted that 60 book haul. It was huge. If you missed it, I will link it above and below. None of the books in here and in there are gonna be repeated. I started counting them and I was like, wait, I have almost 30 books that I acquired by many different means throughout my birthday month. So I just figured I would film a little birthday book haul for y'all. That's it, that's the intro. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first book that I picked up just randomly at Target one day, Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. I am so obsessed with We Were Liars. It like shaped my high school experience. I'm not kidding. I absolutely love that book. It means so much to me. So knowing that there was a prequel coming out, I ran out and got it at Target, and I already read this one. It was so good. I loved it. I know it's getting mixed reviews, but personally, I thought it was a great prequel. I loved learning more about the like older generations in We Were Liars, the whole like family dynamic and family trauma of it all. I thought it was so interesting. And I also just love the vibes in this book. It's set in Martha's Vineyard, so it's like northeast beaches. It's giving Cape Cod. It's giving get on the boat and let's go get some lobster rolls. It's giving rich summer. And I thought this was the perfect book to read over the summer. Obviously, I don't want to give away too much of the synopsis because it is a prequel and it has spoilers for We Were Liars. But if you have read and loved We Were Liars, definitely pick up the prequel. Okay, we gotta pause. Wait for Mochi to finish. All right, quiet on set. The next book that I hauled was a very highly anticipated new release. I actually pre-ordered it, so it came in on release day, and that was Wicked Beauty by Katie Roberts. And this is the third book in the Dark Olympus series. Apparently I'm a fantasy girl now because I am absolutely loving this series. It is an urban fantasy, but mostly romance series that follows different retellings of Greek myths. And this book was the retelling of Achilles, Helen of Troy, and Patroclus. So basically like a Trojan War situation. And they're in this like competition for this title. And Achilles and Patroclus are already like an established relationship, but both of those men are feeling little feelings towards our queen, Helen of Troy. And obviously there's some smut in here, but I really liked the plot as well. I'm getting so into the fantasy plots in this series, and I obviously would not expect that of myself. So yeah, this was a great surprise. I give it 4 stars. Wow, first 2 books, y'all already got some reviews out of me. Good for y'all. But yeah, I really liked the third edition of this series. I don't think it was quite as good as the first one, Neon Gods, but it was definitely better than the second one, Electric Idol. Next up, I have a few things that were kindly sent to me by my friends. The first one here I have is Hide by Kirsten White, and this was sent to me from Taya, from Taya's Turning Pages on Instagram, and we are gonna buddy read Hide this month, so I'm super excited to get into that with her. But this is a short, teeny, eensy, beensy horror book that is apparently gonna be like this fast-paced thrill ride. I'm so excited for it. It's following this like deadly horrific game of hide and seek that takes place in an amusement park. So it's giving summer, it's giving like that one scene in Euphoria. I love it. Next up, I have Words from the Window Seat by Taylor Tippett, and this is a non-fiction. It's about like authenticity, learning to be your true self. The tagline here is the everyday magic of kindness, courage, and being your true self. And this is like a therapy, self-help kind of book, which one of my BFFs, my best friends in the whole world, who's also a therapist, gifted to me for my birthday, and I'm super excited to get into it. Y'all know I love my little therapist moment every once in a while. She is a thriller queen, but she's also a mental health girly, so you know, this is essential to mix in between my extreme horror and my fast-paced thrillers. You gotta have centering time at some point. Next up, from my dear friend Ashley from Dumb Blonde Books, which y'all need to go subscribe to her. I will link her channel above and below because seriously, I cannot believe that she's just now starting to make videos. Her videos are so high quality, so well done. She's so funny. Her editing cracks me up. If you like my channel, you will 100% like hers, so definitely go subscribe. But she sent me for my birthday My Summer Darlings by May Cobb. Does this not just look like the perfect summer thriller? I loved The Hunting Wives by May Cobb last summer, so really excited to read this one this summer. I'm actually starting this one tomorrow for a summer thriller vlog. I cannot wait to get into it. And this book basically follows this group of catty women, and this new couple moves to their town, and they're like, we don't want to be friends with that wife. And then they all become obsessed with her husband and like want the husband at all their parties and all that jazz. So they're like, we have to put up with the wife. But then apparently something goes down. It's like a story of obsession and dangerous friendship is what it says. Manipulation and a scorching summer of obsession, murder. Whoa. This just sounds like everything that I need in a trashy little summer thriller that I'm just gonna eat up in one day. Next up, I have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is from my bestie, Ruth. She is one of my favorite people that I've met from the internet space. I swear she has the best recommendations of all time. I'm obsessed with her. And for my birthday, she sent me Book Lovers. I am so excited to read this. I wanted to get to it in June, but honestly, I didn't read anything for like the first week and a half of June, so I don't know if I'll be able to complete my TBR, but I want to take my time with this one, so I'm definitely going to prioritize it at some point this summer. It is an enemies to lovers type beat romance between two people who work in the publishing industry, hence Book Lovers. So cute. Love to see it. Love books about books. This has been getting rave reviews, not only from reviewers online, but also from my friends, so super excited about it. Next up, from Kennedy, one of my other besties, literally just shouting out all the besties in this video. She sent me 2 books for my birthday. Thank you so much, Kennedy. She sent In the Miso Soup by Ryu Murakami. We know I had an issue with the first Ryu Murakami book that I read, so I'm hoping this one is gonna be a lot better. Also, this book is so cool. It's like this teeny tiny paperback, and then look at the back. It has like, it goes this way. The text goes this way. Isn't that already just like haunting? Kind of love it. But this one follows a woman, so hopefully this will pan out better for me because I hated the male main character in Audition. Hopefully it's better that it's a female perspective, but she gives tours throughout the city. I don't know what city they're in. Let me read. Tokyo. So she's giving this American tourist a tour in Tokyo, and she starts to catch on and realize that maybe he is the serial killer that's been plaguing Tokyo. So now she's caught on a tour with him and she has to figure out what to do. Very exciting horror book. Then she also said on the total opposite side of the spectrum, Delilah Green Doesn't Care, and this is by Ashley Herring Blake, which I love the middle grade that I've read from her. So I'm really excited to dive into her first adult romance. This is a sapphic romance. It's also like kind of light enemies to lovers, but it's a rom-com. Basically, this one girl is coming back to her hometown for her sister's wedding, and she runs into her sister's like stuck-up friend that she never liked, but somehow they get brought together and they fall in love. Adorbs. Love it. And I also had another book sent to me, but this one is extra special. One of my patrons went to a signing for Annie Ward's book I just read, The Lion Club, which I absolutely freaking loved. I devoured it. It was such a fun little domestic thriller. And while she was there, she got me Annie Ward's other book that I've been wanting to read, which is Beautiful Bad. But not only did she get me the book, it's literally signed. It says for Hailey. Do you see that? Oh my God, so sweet. Thank you so much for doing that for me. But I'm super excited to get into her debut and see if it's as good as The Lion Club. I'll give you all the tea on that. This synopsis is very vague and very weird. It has a lot of moving parts. There's literally like 12 character names just in the back cover. So it basically sounds like Maddie and Ian are this perfect couple, and they meet while she is visiting her best friend overseas. 2 decades later, they have this perfect life in America, but when they're camping, Maddie, the wife, gets into an accident, and she gradually reveals her fears about her husband, Ian. There are concerns for her safety, and there's a tumultuous past and relationship with Joe, the best friend. It says, from the eclectic streets of the Balkans to a quiet suburb in Kansas, 16 years of love and fear culminate in the day of the killing, when a frantic 911 call summons the police to the scene of a shocking crime. Isn't that just the most vague thing ever? So it's like this couple is in a weird relationship with the girl's best friend, but she's also scared of her husband, and somebody dies. Confused, intrigued, hoping it's as good as The Lion Club. Next up, I'll get into the books that I just randomly bought on Pango because my patrons got me absolutely addicted to Pango books. Thanks y'all for ruining my wallet. But honestly, I'm not mad about it because I'm really excited about these. The first one I have is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I feel like this is the romance of the summer. Everybody is reading this. Everybody is loving this. This is the one that the TikTok girlies are all about at the moment. So I said, you know, I want to join the party. I want to read it. And do I know what this is about?
Hell no. No.
I just want the cutesy summer romance vibes. I only know the tagline, which says there are 6 summers to fall in love and 1 moment to fall apart, a weekend to get it right. Don't know what that means, but am I excited for it? Yes. I also picked up Into the Darkest Corner by Elizabeth Haynes. I actually got this from Sweet J, Luna's library here on YouTube and Instagram, and I love her Pango shop. I be buying from her all the time because she has good stuff on there. And this is a thriller that was blurbed by Karen Slaughter. So of course, you know, I had to get it. It says it's a sexy and suspenseful psychological debut thriller that explores romantic obsession, the darker side of female friendships, and the line between love and violence. Ooh, so okay, this and Beautiful Bad sounds so similar, and look at the covers. Same color scheme. Is this a conspiracy? What's happening? And then the last thing that I picked up from Pango this month was The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. And this is basically like a spiritual book about like spiritual development and like morals and like how you see yourself, but it's told through this fictional fantasy story of this guy basically going through and having to like do these tasks and collect these things that like tell him what the meaning of life is. So I think it would be a more digestible self-help book, and one of my real life best friends, my maid of honor, one of my most important people in my life, this book like totally changed her life. She said it's the most wonderful thing that she's ever read. It's magical, it's beautiful, she's obsessed, she's a stan. So I said,
you know what? We're gonna have to try it out.
And it's short, it's only like 250 pages, and I mean, people hype it up a lot. The back is even like, girl, what are you doing?
You've never read a book like this before in your life. A book that comes along once in a lifetime to change things forever.
Like, girl, you were listed for $2 on Pango Books. So like, I'm a little skeptical, but I'm excited to see if this is true. Next up, I have such an exciting book. Oh my God, I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I got a book sent to me from one of my favorite authors. Can you believe? Can you believe? Eric LaRocca sent me his new release that is not out yet. I believe it comes out in a week or so. And it is called We Can Never Leave This Place. Look at this cover. I mean, come on. Come the fuck on. Look at this cover. It is beautiful, it is gorgeous, and inside is some dark, twisted, fantastical horror. And I've already read this book. I cannot wait to give you the full tea in my wrap up because I have a lot of thoughts on this. It's basically a horror book with some speculative fantasy elements that are a pretty big part of the story. About this apocalyptic situation that the whole thing is basically an allegory or a metaphor for family trauma and generational trauma, and how if you never get rid of it, you never process it, we can never leave this place. Your family is basically just stuck in this apocalyptic situation. And I absolutely loved it. It was so short, such an easy read. It was horrifying and it had something to say. So y'all know I'm already singing its praises, but I'm gonna give you my full review and my wrap up, so just wait for that. Next up, Deja from Deja's Book World. Let me know about the Target sale, the buy two get one free. So of course, you know, I had to place an order and I'm super excited about all three of these. These are all very highly anticipated reads for me. The first one is My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. Y'all know I read everything Tessa Bailey writes. I love her romances. She does smut so well. I've never read anyone who does it better than her, to be quite honest. And this one is like, obviously it's a romance, but it has murder mystery elements. Basically, it says it was supposed to be a relaxing vacation in sweet sunny Cape Cod, but they find a corpse and they get involved with this brash bounty hunter. And the bounty hunter says, I'm just here to do a good job, not babysit an amateur sleuth, which is adorable. Like, our girly here is like trying to sleuth around and figure out what happened to this corpse. And the bounty hunter guy is like,
oh my God, no, this is my job.
but she's like gonna bully her way in and be a little, you know, Nancy Drew, and they're gonna fall in love. Yes, obviously. I also got Milkfed by Melissa Broder, and I've heard a lot about this from, who did I hear about this from? Brennan. I will link her channel down below as well. I feel like we have pretty similar reading tastes. And she was just raving about this book, so you know I had to pick it up. It's apparently like a darkly funny contemporary coming of age story about a woman. It says it's a scathingly funny, wildly erotic, and fiercely imaginative novel about food, sex, and God from the acclaimed author of So Sad Today. Rachel is a 24-year-old lapsed Jew who has made calorie restriction her religion. Working as an underling at a Los Angeles talent management agency, she maintains an illusion of existential control by way of obsessive food rituals. Then Rachel meets Miriam, a zaftig young Orthodox Jewish woman who works at her favorite froyo shop, and Rachel is suddenly powerfully entranced by Miriam. Rachel embarks on a journey marked by mirrors, mysticism, mother's milk, and honey. Hello. It's giving everything that I want. Also, this is just gonna be such a woman story. Like, this is gonna be a celebratory woman story. And I love that. I love when I hear nothing about a man on the back, because it means I'm never gonna get bored. Y'all know, this is becoming a big problem for me, actually. I need to talk about this in some video that's not gonna be a million years long, but like, I can hardly read books from a male perspective anymore. Help. And the last book that I got in that Target sale is The Appeal by Janice Hallett. And I picked this up because I heard Caroline talking about it. I don't know if she liked it or not, or if she just hauled it, but I wanted it after I heard her talk about it. Also, I was very intrigued by the cover. It's beautiful. It has that matte finish with the shiny words. Ugh, I love it. And this is giving a little bit of Lucy Foley. It's all these 15 people in this locked door room, blah, 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 mystery. There's one murder, 15 people. You gotta find out who killed them, who died. You know the drill. But there's also something in here about like cancer? I don't know. Okay, so it's all these rich people, and these people who run an amateur theater group are like really rich. Their young granddaughter is diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, and they get their fellow castmates in their theater production to rally and raise money to give her a chance of survival. But not everybody is convinced of this experimental treatment's efficacy, nor the good intentions of those involved. As tension grows, Things come to a shocking head at an explosive dress rehearsal. The next day, a body is found. Okay, so there's a rich people, theater, and like cancer conspiracy. This is giving all the drama. Also, I feel like this is going to be very summery. And this is also has like a lot of, you know, like, what do they call it? Media or whatever. They have like emails. They have lots of like text message, weird little, you know, inserts of just like things. So there's a lot of media in this book, and I really like books like that, so I'm hoping I will like this one. Next up, we just have a random smattering of books that I picked up on Amazon because I wanted them. And I have an Amazon/Whole Foods like credit card, like the rewards card. So I get random money, just like free money that I have to spend every month on Amazon. And when you get $30 to spend on Amazon, what are you gonna get? Books, obviously. So let's just start with the one that you just got a sneak peek of. The Summer I Died by Ryan C. Thomas. This comes highly, highly recommended from my bestie on here, McKay. He is my extreme horror god. He tells me what extreme horror I should read, and I lap it up like a little puppy. And I really wanted to read this one in the summertime. Obviously, it's called The Summer I Died. I also got a copy for my bestie Ashley, so we're gonna buddy read it together at some point this summer. Apparently, this is like a whole series. It has a cult following in the extreme horror genre. Very excited to get into it. I don't want to know anything going in, so sorry you don't get a synopsis from me. If you want to read this, you can pause it and read it, but I don't want to read it because I like to go into extreme horror semi-blind. I think it makes it a better experience. It's more shocking, it's more crazy. Have a higher chance of being scared. Next up, I got Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright. And this is another like horror book with a cult following. Everyone and their mother has been telling me I need to read this. McKay told me I need to read this. My bestie Matt told me I need to read this. People in the comments tell me to read this. So I might put this one in a vlog since everyone is so highly anticipating me loving this book. We follow a serial killer POV named Andrew Compton, and his murder is art. After faking his own death to escape from prison, he makes his way to the US with the ambition of bringing his art to new heights. So he's just running around killing men. Oh my God. And he joins forces with another. Okay, I don't want to read any more than that because I feel like we're getting into spoilers now. I know they're like so vague, but I love to go into books blind. So I love serial killer POVs. I'm hoping you guys are right about this one. Let me know if I should feature it in a vlog in the next coming months. I also have a horror poetry collection. Isn't it so cool? It's called I Am Not Your Final Girl by Claire C. Holland, and this is like a feminist poetry collection based on like horror references. It's giving Milk and Honey a little bit, you know, just with like the little drawings and the way that like things are put into little sections, you know, it's giving very much that, but it's like horror girl, Milk and Honey. And that is what I like. So I'll probably read this in a day and just soak it in and have my little horror feminist poetry moment. I also have been looking for more things by Sally Rooney because I'm getting a little bit addicted to her writing. It's just so beautiful and like captures this contemporary feeling that I feel like nobody else can quite replicate. And I saw that she had a short story called Mr. Salary. I have no idea what it's about. It's in this little series written by a bunch of authors called Faber Stories. And Sally Rooney wrote this one. They're basically little gem-like volumes that are short stories. They're precious rediscoveries of gender playful fictions, fabulism, futurism, uncanny imaginings.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And this book, or should I say this little teeny tiny novella, is a romance, obviously, because that's what Sally Rooney does. But it's not a sweet, feel-good romance. It's gonna be an emotional upheaval, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Just the tagline says, my love for him felt so total and so annihilating that it was often impossible for me to see him clearly at all. period. And the last book that I ordered on Amazon is from Matt Shaw. I have been told by Reddit, so I'm not quite sure if I believe it or not, but Reddit has told me that Matt Shaw is the king of extreme horror.
I don't know, I've never heard of him, so I don't know about that.
But I did want to give his work a chance. So this is the one I picked up. It's called A Roll of the Dice. And I picked this one up because it's a very unique reading experience. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure situation. And if y'all remember when I read Invisible Monsters Remix by Chuck Palahniuk and loved that so much, this kind of has the same style where our main character is like playing this deadly game and rolling a dice as he is playing, and the outcome of the die is like what's gonna happen to him. But we're not just reading like, okay, he landed on 2, then this is gonna happen. We roll the dice for him. So it's a choose your own adventure kind of thing. And at the end of each chapter, it's like, okay, roll your dice. If you get 1 through 3, go to chapter 16. If you get 4 through 6, go to chapter 8. And like, it's like, it could end up so many different ways. So I want to see if I can read it multiple times and maybe try to find out all the different ways that it can happen. But I love a unique reading experience like this, where you just like a little scavenger hunt through the book, and it's extreme horror. So I'm so excited for this one. Next up, we're going to go into the books that I got from Book of the Month. A few of them were sent to me because I had a sponsorship with them this month, but I also bought a few. So first, The Lifestyle by Taylor Hahn, and this is like a little contemporary Clueless retelling, but it's more Scandi than Clueless. So obviously Clueless is based on Emma, and this is like a modern Emma retelling where this couple is wanting to be swingers, like they want to join the swinger community. So the girl in the couple convinces her other 2 friends and their partners to join the swinger community with them. But our main character does this with the intention of getting her 2 friends together as they're swinging. It's giving a lot of scandalous, it's giving a lot of tea, it's giving drama. I'm very excited to see what goes on in this one. And then I also got The Lies I Tell by Julie Clark. And I never read Julie Clark's first book, something about a flight. It's a red cover and it's about like a flight thriller about planes. I'm not a big plane thriller person. I don't know. It's just like that stuff is so few and far between that I don't get scared of plane crashes and things like that. But this one is a little domestic thriller moment that sounds really good. Anything with lies in the title, you know I'm gonna enjoy. Basically, this woman has all these different names, different identities, depending on the job she has. She's a con artist who erases herself and becomes whoever you need her to be. Meanwhile, a woman who she scammed in the past has been waiting 10 years to get her revenge. She's waiting for the woman who upended her life to return, and she's determined to expose her. So we have a con artist and a woman that was conned who's trying to expose the con artist. Drama, love to see it. Next, we're gonna get into the Book of the Month books that I just got for myself this month. Obviously, all the picks for June got sent to me for my video, so I got a, member fave. That's a cool thing about Book of the Month, by the way. If you don't like any of the picks they have in that month, you can also get like a member favorite that was in a past month. So the one that I got was A Little Hope by Ethan Joella, and I had been hearing a lot about this from people in my real life, not really people online, but I was regretting not getting it on the month when it was featured. It's set in an idyllic Connecticut town over the course of the year, as you're just following the lives of a dozen neighbors on the street as they go through life. So it's very character driven. It's gonna be an emotional contemporary, and y'all know I'm a little nosy bitch. I would love a story where it's just like me peeking in the windows of all these suburban people. Yeah, I love that. Very much on that same vibe, I have The Neighbor's Secret by L. Allison Heller. And this is just giving domestic thriller. It's giving, there's a woman in the suburbs looking at her windows at all her neighbors, trying to be in the business and figure out what's going on. She just wants the tea. I just want the tea. We're the same. It also follows all these women in a book club who are trying to figure out their neighbor's secret and who is like vandalizing things in the community. So it's giving like Sherry Lapina. It's also giving a little bit of Southern Book Club's guide, because it's like, you know, all these hoity-toity women in a book club trying to figure something out and be little sleuths. Oh, I just think it's hilarious, so entertaining, and I haven't heard much like wonderful things about this one, but I think it's so up my alley that I'll enjoy it. And then the last add-on that I got this month is the Firekeepers Daughter. Now this is a hefty girl. She's huge, and she's by Angeline Booley. Hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize, but this is a fantasy girl, okay? I'm not a fantasy girl, but so many of y'all have been telling me to read this that I broke down, okay? I said,
Fine, I'll do it. I'll order it.
it's also YA, so I'm like, am I gonna like this? I don't know. I'm trusting you. Okay, I'm trusting you. Because a lot of people said there are like mystery thriller elements and speculative elements, and I like both of those things. So hopefully I'll like this. The back says, prayers begin with an offering. Sama.
Offering Sama? Unsure.
And sharing my spirit name, clan, and where I am from. I always add an extra name to make sure Creator knows who I am. A name that connects me to my father because I began as a secret and then a scandal. Okay, scandal. An 18-year-old has never quite fit in. She dreams of a fresh start at college, but when family tragedy strikes, it puts her future on hold to look after her fragile mother. And then there's some kind of undercover fantasy things. Deception, death, family trauma. I'm so skeptical, y'all. I'm so skeptical, but I'm gonna try my best to give this a fair shot, since so many of you just think this is gonna be the best book I've ever read. And this last little section of books, my friend actually picked up for me, one of my besties in real life. I was out of town visiting my family, and there was this thing in Austin where it was like this bookapalooza. All these books were like 70, 80, and 90% off. So she ended up picking up some stuff for me while I was out of town because I couldn't make it. Thank you so much, Danny, for doing that for me. And I got some good ones, and all of these were only, I think, like $12 or something altogether. 3 books, like 3 brand new books. That's like stomping half price books into the ground. So I will show you what I got from that. She also included a little Draco sticker because she just knows me. And I'm very excited to put him on my water bottle and just like have him around with me when I go on my hot girl walks. But the first book that I got from there is Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. And this is a debut short horror story collection that demolishes the borders between psychological realism, science fiction, comedy, horror, fantasy, and fabulism. There are 8 startling stories that map the realities of women's lives and the violence visited upon their bodies. Yes, to all of that. Next up, I got Circe by Madeline Miller. And this beautiful hardcover has deckled edges, the most beautiful, like shiny cover I've ever seen. Hello, I cannot believe I got this for dirt cheap. This is another like fantasy Greek mythology retelling, and I got this because I'm enjoying the Dark Olympus series so much, and people are telling me that I'm gonna just love the Song of Achilles, so I wanted to get something along that same vein, and hopefully I'll really like Circe as well. And the last book in this haul, the last book that Danny picked up for me, is In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. Oh my god, same author. I didn't even realize, literally did not even realize I got 2 books by her. Maybe, am I gonna be obsessed? Am I gonna be absolutely obsessed with her? I don't know, we'll see. But I know Jess, one of my besties on BookTube from Books Past Bedtime, she absolutely loved this book. And it's basically, I don't know if it's a memoir, but it's a nonfiction account of something that happened in this abusive relationship. And as this woman is navigating this abusive relationship with either her wife or her girlfriend, some things happen, but it's told through a fictionalized story. So the story that is being told is real, it happened, but it's through a fictional lens of a horror book, just to like be more engrossing and to like add some commentary. You know, we love a good metaphor or allegory moment over here. And I heard that it is just haunting and beautiful and real and horrifying. So those are all the things I love. Hopefully I love this one as well. And that is gonna be it for my haul today. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to this point, leave me a little stack of books emoji in the comments because hello, we just did a book haul. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to read a book and go to therapy this week. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.